This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Friday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, and of course, Sirius XM Channel 158. Gil Alexander, Kelly Midland in the house.
Hey, yo, how we doing?
On a Friday morning after what can only be described as one of the epic regular season games we have ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And it lived up to all the hype because it was already a huge matchup. We will get into it momentarily on a Football Friday. Steve Fezzik will join us later on the show. Everything on his mind. Dr. Bob going to check in with his play of the week. Before college football gets kicked off this morning, Tim Murray will join us to talk some college ball. Yes, everybody's waiting for it. It's finally here today, Kelly.
That's right.
The Myrtle Beach Bowl.
Let's go.
Starts in 2 hours.
That's a big one.
It's a big one. Wait, 1 hour. Pardon me. I think 1 hour it starts. Yeah. So we got to get that. By the way, I have a Fezzik pick on that.
It really starts at an hour?
That's
1
correct.
hour?
That's
Jeez.
absolutely right. Wes Reynolds will join us a little later, talk college football playoff. Boy, what else? Oh, Felica, no, because Felica is on vacation.
That's right.
Christmas vacation. So no Felica this morning.
Did you say cruise?
Cruise.
He's always somewhere nice and tropical and warm this time
Man,
of
it's
year.
going on a cruise. Yeah.
He deserves it.
Paul Carr, a little prim as well. We begin, though, with the Rams and the Seahawks last night. Seahawks 38, Rams 7. If you didn't see this ball game and you just see the final score, you're like, wow, it must have been something. Oh, it was way more something than that final score indicates that it was something. Let's do it. First time the Rams have the ball. They end up with 1 4th down conversion, but then a 4th and inches at the Seattle 39. Kyron stuffed by DeMarcus Lawrence. Seattle proceeds to take it 5 plays, 61 yards in 2 minutes and 41 seconds. 1st and 10 at their own 49. Darnold to Walker for 46. Mostly Yak to the 5. 2 plays later, Charbonnet in from 4. 7-0 Seahawks. Nothing crazy yet. Rams then 4th and 5 at the Seattle 30. Stafford to Puka Nacua for 6. What a night for Nacua and Stafford. Offsides anyway. Then 4th and goal, inches away. Kevin Dotson on the Rams offensive line is out with an injury. Justin Dedich is called for leaking out downfield, a legal man downfield on a would-be Stafford touchdown pass. They have to settle, though, for a Mevis 23-yard field goal. Officiating consultant Terry McCauley didn't like the call.
Yeah.
Thought he was dragged downfield in that case.
Thought a good explanation by McCauley there, too.
Oh, it was McCauley's night.
Yeah.
7-3 Seattle. Late first quarter. Then the Rams, next time they have the ball. First play, Stafford to Nacua for 54. 2 plays later, Stafford misses a wide-open Nacua for a touchdown. 5 plays after that, 4th and 2 at the 5. They try to draw Seattle offsides. Can't do it. Have to settle for another Mevis 28-yard field goal. 7-6 Seattle. 12:45 left in the second quarter. Next time the Rams have the ball, 11 plays, 62 yards. That took 6:41 off the clock. Stafford and Terrence Ferguson from 3 out, 13-7 Rams. They take their first lead of the game with 3:43 left in the second quarter. And then Seattle 3rd and 16 on the ensuing drive. Walker with a 17-yard run. 6 plays later, 1st and 10 at the Rams 34. Darnold to Kupp for 17, but he's hit by Cameron Curl, whose helmet pops it out of Kupp's arms, recovered by Kobe Durant after review in the end zone. And that would be how the half would end, with the Rams up 13-7, but leading in the box score, 257 to 120 in total yards, 21-13 to 847 in time of possession, and in terms of plays, 42 to 20.
Yeah. Felt like they had the ball the whole first half.
Total domination. Up 13-7. The under in the first half, Mike Samich's play, miraculously hits.
Feels like 2 years ago, but yeah.
Glad I played that because the other two didn't get home for me. Third quarter begins. Seattle, 4 plays, 65 yards. Took 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Walker in from 55. 14-13 Hawks, 12:57 left in the third quarter. And you did get the feeling there for a moment, oh, it's going to be a different Seahawks team in the second half. What are you nodding about?
Oh, no, nothing.
I thought you were about to say. Rams then, 3rd and 9 at their own 28. Stafford to Xavier Smith for 48 behind the defense. They have to settle for a Mevis 36-yard field goal again, though. The thicker kicker, someone called them on Twitter. But a false start, and then Mevis drills a 41-yarder. 16-14 Rams, 8:37 left in the third quarter. Seattle, 3rd and 8 at the Rams, 38. Here's where the game went all Rams. Rams disguise as zone coverage, showing man. Darnold still can't figure it out. Picked by Josh Wallace. Returns at 56 yards of the one. Next play, Corum in. 23-14 Rams with 6:30 left in the third quarter. Then the next time the Rams have the ball, after they forced a Seattle punt, 9 plays, 85 yards, took 4:58 off the clock. 3rd and 3 at their own 38. Stafford to Puka Nacua for 58 to the 4 to end the third quarter. 3 plays into the fourth. Stafford to Nacua from 1 out. 30-14 Rams with 13:34 left in regulation. And you're saying to yourself at this point, God, how did I change my mind from the beginning of the week to the end of the week and take myself off the Rams? I trusted Sam Darnold and this Seattle Seahawks team. And then it got worse. Seattle matriculates. 3rd and goal to 6. Darnold picked by Kobe Turner, threw it right to him. At this point in the game now, the Seahawks have a 2.4% win probability. And then the Rams go 3 and out. And then, ladies and gentlemen, is when the shenanigans and the epic nature of this football game began. Seahawks down 16. Just over 8 minutes left now in the fourth quarter. Rashid Shaheed, welcome to Seattle. The hired assassin tiptoes the sidelines for 58. Touchdown on the punt return. To Cup for 2 for the 2-point conversion. 30-22. They cut the lead in half with 8:03 left. Here was Al Michaels' call on the punt return. Meanwhile, the punt is caught, and down the line goes Rashid Shaheed for the score. Out of nowhere. Very strange call. Next time, after Seattle forces a 3 and out. Seattle, 2 plays, 57 yards and 39 seconds from their own 43. Shaheed for 32 on a misdirection. Darnold to Barner from 25 out. 30-28. You got to be kidding me. Is this about to happen? But the 2-point try, Kelly, fails when Darnold attempted to pass the ball to Charbonnet and throws it off of Jared versus helmet. Well, couldn't quite could they? And then all of a sudden, replay assist says, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Replay assist comes in because the Rams sure didn't know it. The Seahawks sure didn't know it. The refs on the field sure didn't know it. And the fans in the stands sure didn't know it.
Zach Charbonnet didn't know it.
Replay assist review determines that Darnold's pass went backwards. Correctly called, by the way, on the replay review. Therefore, a fumble. If you follow the bouncing ball, it deflects forward where Charbonnet casually picks it up on the goal line. He's like, let me just pick this up. Clear recovery and continuing action. That's another part that needs to happen, Kelly. Clear recovery and continuing action. 30-30. The fans go crazy. 6:23 left. 2-point conversion converted. By the way, if you look at the play-by-play and you try to interpret this, here's what the play-by-play says.
Oh, yeah.
2-point conversion converted. Zach Charbonnet run. Adding to the confusion.
Yeah, that's one of those, right? It doesn't count as a carry, but it shows up as that stat. Yeah.
It just play-by-play will confuse you even more. So in less than 2 minutes of game action, Seattle went from trailing by 16 to tying the game. Then it's a Rams 3 and out. Then it's Seattle 3 and out. Then the Rams 3rd and 4 at their own 26. Stafford to Terrence Ferguson for 28. Ty Okada helmet to helmet tacked on. The Rams are set up to win this at the Seattle 31 with 2:32 left, but a hold sets them back. They have to settle for a Mevis 48-yard field goal try. Al Michaels. Here he is, the kicker who hasn't missed. Put the kibosh on him. Wide right. Seattle from their own 38 with 2:07 left. 1 timeout left. 3 and out. Rams from their own 12 with 1:42 left and 1 timeout. 2nd and 10 to Nacua for 27. They still have to punt. Seattle takes it into the end of regulation. We're going to overtime. Seattle wins the toss. Think how unbelievable this has been. Literally from 30-14 in the Kobe Turner pick, where the Seahawks win probability is 2.4%, to tying the game down 16 in just over 2 minutes of actual football time. Seattle wins the toss at overtime. They elect to kick. The Rams say, we'll take that. 7 plays, 80 yards, 3:33 off the clock. 2nd and 6 at the Seattle 49 on that drive. Stafford to Corum. Almost picked off deflection by Ernest Jones on that drive before they got to pay dirt. But no, trapped via replay. 3 plays later, the pass to Nacua from 41 out on a dead sprint. 37-30 Rams, 6:27. Guess what, Kelly? No team has ever lost in these modern-day overtime version when they score a touchdown first. It's never happened. By the way, the call on that go-ahead touchdown by the Rams from Al Michaels, Stafford fires. Nacua again. Nacua will take it to the end zone. Puka Nacua, 41 yards. I love Al
Poor
Michaels.
Al, it was late.
I love Al Michaels. I shouldn't pick him. I love the guy. He'll do more than we'll ever do combined.
Yes.
Seattle, 9 plays, 65 yards. We'll do it too. 9 plays, 65 yards at 3:14 to Jackson Smith and Jigba from 4 out. Touchdown. Now here's where, I don't know where you were watching this. I was at the bar at John George last night. They thought I was performing sorcery when I said, oh, they're absolutely going for 2. Like these guys are like, what are you talking about? Oh, what? How did you know? Because there's no controversy of them going for 2 there, guys.
Not at all.
There's 3 minutes plus left in overtime. There is no decision otherwise than to go for 2. Because otherwise you're just putting the game on the other team's racket. They go for 2.
And the tie doesn't do them any good.
Tie doesn't do them any good. That's right. In tiebreaker, if they were aware of tiebreakers, didn't do them any good. 2-point conversion. They either win or lose, the Seahawks. Darnold, looking. Eric Saubert becomes open underneath. Touchdown. 2-point conversion. Seahawks win it 38-37 in the most improbable game you will ever see. Before that, Seattle 0-172 when trailing by 15 plus in the fourth quarter. Make it 1-172. Unbelievable. NFL teams who allow 425 plus yards, who allow more than 31 points and turn the ball over 3+ times and force 0 turnovers, were 0-198 all time. They're now 1-198. Playoff implications coming.
The college football playoff is here, and VSiN's betting guide is your ticket to cashing in. For just $14.99, you'll get expert previews of every first-round matchup, playoff brackets from VSiN hosts and insiders, and the sharp insight you can't get anywhere else. Or skip the line and get it free with a VSiN Pro subscription. Go to VSiN.com/CFP to purchase the guide and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
On the next edition of Prop Points, we'll start off the show reacting to all the action from Thursday Night Football between the Rams and Seahawks. Ben Stevens will join the show to give out his best bets for the college football matchups. Jake Sherby from FantasyPoints.com will join the program to give out his favorite DFS plays for Week 16. I'm John Hansen. Tune in to Friday's edition of Prop Points at 1 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Want to bet smarter? Start with Smarter Insights. Right now you can check out the VSiN College Football Playoff Betting Guide, Greg Peterson's College Basketball Top Plays, and Myrtle Beach and Gasparilla Bowl previews. Kelly's a big fan of Gasparilla Bowl.
Oh, I have been to the Gasparilla Bowl, actually.
Later today, you can check out Zach Cohen's NBA picks and props, Jonathan Davis's NHL top plays, and Adam Burke's NFL player prop picks. You can buy the guide right now for $14.99 at VSiN.com/CFP, or get full access to everything we do and sign up for VSiN Pro. A VSiN Pro subscription, that is, at VSiN.com/subscribe. We get tweets at Beating the Book. Y'all are the best. Buddhist Man has a question for Fezzik later. I'll get to that. Ray in Texas, wild stat with JSN and Puka after last night's game. They have the same amount of total receiving and rushing yards to this point, with one touchdown separating them. Wild.
Yeah.
Offensive Player of the Year. Did that crunch up in the market?
Oh, it sure did, Gil. I don't know if you we didn't text about it at all.
That was the other subtext to this game. Smith and Jigba now minus 160. Puka plus 135 after that performance by Puka in defeat yesterday, where he caught 12 passes for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then after the game, doubled down on his stupid referee thing. He didn't learn his lesson. He tweeted out, "Can you say I was wrong? Appreciate you, Stripes, for your contribution, LOL." Then he quickly took it down.
I was tracking this on Kalshi, like end of the game. That before that last drive by Seattle, Puka was odds on.
Yeah.
He had moved to like 60-something%.
Puka Nacua is a spectacular football player. So is Jackson Smith and Jigba. Can I ask a question about that, though, real quick? Do you believe that the Puka referee ridiculousness, meaning he should have learned his lesson, he tweeted again after the game last night?
Yeah, jeez. What are you doing? And
then the Puka going on that live stream with those absolute horrible people who do that live stream, I'm not giving Puka the benefit of the doubt, getting duped into something that he didn't know what he was doing. Do you think that there might be a voter or two, all things being equal, will then say, well, I'm just going to give it to JSN because I don't really like Puka?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The problem is when there's only 50 voters.
That's right. All it takes is a
huge.
few.
Yeah, one is huge in a situation like this.
This is from, let's see here.
Dude, I texted you about one of them that was early on. I feel like I saw Puka Nacua, have 7 concussions last night too. He got hit in the head 3 times that weren't called. He did the classic got hit hard and the head smacks on the ground. He got up a little wobbly from and nobody said anything.
Do you remember his whole rookie year?
Yes.
When I had the ticket and people kept making fun of me because every week I would come on here and be like, Stafford just wants to feed the ball to his boyfriend Cooper Kupp when Puka's right there.
Mm-hmm.
That aged pretty well. Danny Brummett, Friday, always the best show of the week. Let's go. Thank you, Danny. Lockman, do you think Gil was rubbing his hands like Birdman after the second and third and out? Not sure which one what he's referring to on my angle there. Joe Arsu, let's get into this. He said fumble restrictions, exceptions. You cannot advance a fumble. Kelly's
very upset.
This is where Kelly spent about a half hour trying to figure this 2-point conversion thing out this morning.
Longer than that.
Joe Arsu, fumble restrictions, in parentheses, exceptions. You cannot advance a fumble for tipped backward pass if it occurs on 4th down within the last minute / 2 minutes of a half, depending on the rules, during a try, an extra point or 2-point conversion. This is what ChatGPT says.
Yes. I will go directly to the NFL rulebook, Section 7, backwards passes and fumbles. Item 1, recovery in advance by the offense. Okay, Gil? Any player of either team may recover or catch a fumble and advance, either before or after the ball strikes the ground, unless the fumble occurs on 4th down, after the 2-minute warning, or during a try, as in a 2-point conversion.
By the way, side note to that, was that technically an advance if no human advanced it, but the ball just carried forward? And Blake
it's advanced from the spot where a fumble occurred.
However, from the spot of the fumble, it's an advance. It doesn't have to be a human who advances it. Okay.
Now, thanks to Mookie Alexander.
Mookie.
Gil's cousin.
He's great at the reunions.
Yeah, he's great. Over at Yahoo, who I am glad went down this because I love learning something new every week about the NFL. This is him talking with Terry McAuley again, okay? Direct quote from his article. Other aspect, and this is the play we're talking about. The other aspect of this is the distinction between a backwards pass and a fumble. They are not necessarily the same thing. Something that even tripped me up, he
news
said.
to me.
Yeah, quote from McCauley, it's not a fumble, it's a backward pass, and anyone can recover and advance at any time. The reason why this is important is because two-point conversions actually have special fumble rules applied. For fumbles on two-point conversions, fourth down or any time after the two-minute warning, the ball cannot be advanced.
So because it was a lateral/backward pass, it is a different set of rules. If it was not that, if it was just a standard fumble, it could not have resulted in a two-point conversion.
Correct. So then what is the difference? This is where I was peppering Danny, former quarterback beforehand.
My goodness.
What's the difference between a handoff? Okay, we got a handoff and a backwards pass. Fine, okay, it's a throwing motion. What if I toss the ball? What if it's a toss? I don't freaking know anymore, man. I don't know.
Jim Sjogren just pulled my Mike McDonald 15-1 for Coach of the Year tickets out of the garbage can. At least they weren't in the toilet. LOL. That's alive, too.
Yeah.
Real Knicks. The only pregame bet I had on the Rams-Hawks game was first half under. I then developed carpal tunnel making the live game bets. Ended up 2 units ahead. Can't wait to blow my profit on the Myrtle Beach Bowl in moments. Joe C714. Now, Joe C, here's what I was saying at the moment. Gil, WTF, the review of the conversion. Did they not blow a whistle? Blow the whistle. When the ball hit the ground, I would think they did. So, Joe, this goes back to the conversation I had with Mike Carey at the Sloan Sports Analytics Conference at MIT maybe, 14 years ago.
Yep.
Where there was a Washington-New Orleans game in D.C. And New Orleans, it was a game, people will remember it perhaps because Washington caught I don't know, what was it? There was a pick by Washington. The guy who intercepted the ball fumbled it, and the Saints recovered the fumble and returned it for a touchdown on the same play. Very much like that Cardinals-Titans thing this year. And the game went to overtime, and the Saints ended up winning in overtime because Washington, Mike Sellers, caught a ball, went to the ground. On the field, it was called the ball, that the ground caused the fumble. On review, the ground didn't cause the fumble. He actually fumbled it. The whistle had blown, but casually, one of the Saints walked up to the ball after the whistle, just put his hand on it for the recovery. So that phrase that I used earlier, and this is why I highlighted it, that phrase, clear recovery and continuing action, was part of why this counted last night.
Yeah, so just to follow up.
If Charbonnet doesn't do it right then and there, it doesn't count. And yes, he could do it apparently after the whistle.
Yeah. So this is McCauley about that part of the two-point conversion, okay? Quote, when a backward pass is ruled forward and incomplete, replay can reverse if there is a clear recovery in the immediate continuing action. Recovering team is awarded the ball at the spot of the recovery. Let me make this perfectly clear. Whether a whistle is blown or not is completely irrelevant.
Yes. Well, it is irrelevant by the rule. It's irrelevant by the rule, which, by the way, I have to say, and that's the reason why I brought it up to Mike Carey back then, it doesn't make any logical sense because players are told you stop playing at the whistle. Mm-hmm. And so I said that Carey goes, I don't have any problem with it at all. And then as I walked away, Mike Carey smiles at me, which was kind of his way of saying to me, communicating to me tacitly, you're right, but I can't tell you you're right, that it doesn't make sense.
So this is like Zach Charbonnet. Biggest play of the game without even realizing. Do you think he knew what he was doing? He had no idea what he was doing.
I don't think he knew what he was doing.
He was just helping out the ref. Pick up the ball. Let's get it going.
Jason McKinney, according to the broadcast last night, it was heads-up play by Charbonnet. They, as the kids say, glazed him on his awareness. Yes, they did.
Yeah, I don't think he knew what he was doing.
I don't think he knew, though. Jonathan Call, Mr. Recap of the Rams game, just wondering if you mentioned how McVay going super conservative with the game in hand before the punt return was the turning point. See, I don't buy into that. I think that's a little bit of armchair quarterbacking. I don't think his going conservative really necessarily changed it. Did it? I mean, could he have gone more aggressive? I'm sure he did, but that to me wasn't the story. But I could see how some people would interpret it that way.
I didn't feel that way, really.
By the way, here's the deal again on this. It's on the Seahawks racket now for the number 1 seed. They win out. They win their last 2 games. They are not only the NFC West champion, they are the number 1 seed. They're at Carolina. They're at San Francisco. Guess what, though? It's also on the 49ers racket. If the Niners win out their final 3 games, at Indy, home Chicago, home Seattle, they will get the number 1 seed and win the NFC West. You say, how can two teams have it on their own racket? Because they play each other week 18. That could be for all the marbles. The Rams need help. The Rams, to get the number 1 seed, will need both the Niners and the Seahawks to lose a game each. And the Rams have to win their last 2 at Atlanta, home Arizona. And by the way, the Chicago Bears, there's still a path for them,
Not out of it. 14-1.
The Bears are in the most interesting position of all because the Bears, with their schedule, could really feasibly, there is a possibility of number 1 seed mathematically. It's not likely. They could also get bounced from the whole thing based on their tough schedule.
Which Gil and I are rooting for.
Yes, we are. This is just what a turn of events. More tweets to get to. Paul Carr on the Prem. Tim Murray on college football. Playoff and beyond. We'll do it all. It's a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Got a good thing coming. Just wait and see. It's a good.
Sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. postgame on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
VSiN Christmas Day programming. Look at that. David and Jensen going to be here for By the Books to kick things off, and then I'll be here for a numbers game with Danny Higgins. Daddy. Live bet Christmas the rest of the day. So while you're celebrating, traveling, or taking a rare day off, we'll be live all Christmas Day with wall-to-wall betting coverage. Then after Live Bet Christmas, follow the money, VSiN Primetime, cashing out. Your routine might shift during the holidays, not us. Betting coverage doesn't have to. From bowl season NFL action, plus the NBA's holiday slate, VSiN is your home for holiday betting coverage. We will all be here. Except for Kelly, he's going away.
Man,
going away for a little while.
Pulled up the old weather app yesterday. 77 degrees in South Florida.
Lucky you. After this, planes, trains, and automobiles to the Chesapeake Bay.
Me and you have brutal travel days, yes.
Brutality.
If you don't hear from me and Gil all day, we are
That's right.
Planes, trains, and automobiles, yes.
Tim Bowers on Twitter. As an Eastern time zone resident, I made the decision to go to bed when it was 30 to 14 since I had to be up in 6 hours. You guys have it so great not having to make these decisions. I think there were people, Tim, on the West Coast that went to bed at that time too, or at least turned it off.
Yeah, but so this is also. I feel like I have to explain this to the East Coasters a lot. Like this is just doesn't matter when the game gets over. Like we're still up right now too. That just means we had to wake up earlier the next morning.
Right. Mile marker 420. As a Seahawks fan, I took the Rams plus 1.5. I'll be living right, baby. Wonder if the coaches ever tell them this early. Hey, you're only 4 wins from playing the Super Bowl. Your thoughts? Oh, I'm sure they do. In the Seahawks case, right? Seahawks can say, hey, we're only 4 wins away from winning it. Niners can say we're only 5 wins away from winning it. It's all on their rackets. Jason McKinney. No, I already read that one. This is from Dusty. What's it like to be on those games where a team has an impossible 0 out of 1,000 chance to win? Oh, wait, me. Rams last night, Ravens week 1, Broncos against the Colts. The list goes on. Everything's fine. Yeah, Dusty, man, I feel you, man.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine, he says. This is what Cedric the Entertainer would say. This would be one of those times where it is not all fine. Mr. Masterline. Al had the Rams money line, so while he was making the call, he was thinking, uh-oh. Is that what it was? Could have been. Tom Steffen. Quite possibly the 2 biggest plays of the NFL regular season were a punt downed at the 1 and a punt return touchdown. Special teams matter. It's so true. The punt return down at the 1 he was referring to in the first Rams-Seahawks game. Drew Bridges. Gil, on the prisoner of the moment score, remember, CMC, Christian McCaffrey, likely has 3 standalone games, Monday night versus Indy, Sunday night versus Chicago, Sunday night versus Seattle for the number 1 seed. Offensive Player of the Year award alive for Christian McCaffrey, he says. What's up, Drew? Appreciate the tweet. Drew from Boise. Merle Betts, good morning, guys.
This is great.
It might be time to rewrite the analytics rule book. Quote, a team should always perform a backwards pass when going for 2 in case the ball caroms to the end zone and it is recovered. Good. Friday cheers. Merle Betts, that's solid. Grant, betting X Factors. Agree Puka looked concussed, but nothing stops him. I've been tied to him for fantasy this season. Often joked I need an over-under market for when in the game Puka gets designated questionable to return. Happens nearly every game. He's a beast. Not just this year, right? Previous year, too. Last year, right? It happened. He's always getting hurt. He's always back in there. He's amazing. Poobah, can we talk for a minute about the Seattle fans booing in the fourth quarter? Were they?
Oh, yeah, there were some boos coming down. Well, I don't know if it was in the fourth. Maybe. Probably was. They were not happy with the conservative nature of the offensive play calling by Seattle for much of the game.
Yeah. Though, I mean, that's the big upshot of that game, though. Was there anything about that result that doesn't make you still think the Rams are the best team in football? Not me. I still think the Rams are the best team in football. They may not get the number 1 seed now, which is a huge thing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in a year that we've talked about it more, I'll bring it up, special teams, like that's concerning, right? That was concerning.
The Rams can go 13-4 and not have a home playoff game. Easy pickings, too. When you and Kelly spent 5 minutes in the NFL rulebook, that tells me the rules are too complicated. You're 100% right. And Chris of St. Bart's, can you give a quick opinion explanation of DraftKings predictions? Just went live in my state where we have no wagering until now. Thanks. I'm not sure what you're referring to, DraftKings predictions.
They're a prediction market.
They're prediction market.
Just went live this morning.
Okay, well, I don't know. Haven't used it yet. Haven't seen it. And can we take a moment, Dan Groeschel says, to celebrate Kelly's NBA plays yesterday?
Sweep of the board, baby.
Sweep of the board. New Orleans winner, Indiana winner, Denver team total winner. He even gave the lean on the game in Orlando, Denver. Between that and Todd, I had a solid night. There you go, Dan Groeschel. By the way, that New Orleans winner, man, that was looking bad for 2.5 quarters.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden.
I wonder why Gil's saying that. I saw someone I was heads up against on that game. Yeah, I was not happy when that came across.
You were. Paul Carr joins us. Let's talk some Prem. It is a football Friday. That means international, global football as well. Known to those of us on this side of the pond as, wait for it, soccer. Paul, what's happening?
Gil, I had the Seahawks to win last night, and just like you said earlier, in the early fourth quarter, I was like, I can't believe I took Sam Darnold to win a big game, and the Rams are the best team in the NFL, and I'm not sure any of that was wrong, but the ticket still cashed.
Ticket still cashed. If you had the Seahawks on the money line, it got home miraculously.
Living well.
40-1, I saw odds as long as that during that game.
Wow.
2.4% win probability at their lowest. Unbelievable. Paul, so this is we'll get your 3-pack of picks on the Premier League. This is a Africa Cup of Nations time of the calendar, you were saying?
Yeah, so the Cup of Nations is Africa's continental championship, like Euros or Copa America. And usually it's in like January, February, and they were actually going to move this 2025 one to the summer, and then FIFA decided they like money and put the Club World Cup there. So long story short, it's starting in a few days and running through mid to late January. So from a betting standpoint, that just means a lot of these Premier League clubs are missing a player or two, and it varies, how important those guys are. And we'll get into it with, I think, each of these matchups. But it's just something to keep an eye on, that there are several players in African countries who may not be here. And then if their teams get knocked out, they can come back sooner, of course. They don't have to wait till the final's over. So something to be aware of for the next month.
Something to be aware of. Okay, let's get it. Let's get the 3-pack. These are all tomorrow, all Saturday games.
Yes.
All right, what do you got?
Yeah, we'll start Man City West Ham over 3.5, -110. Man City's been cooking lately. 3 goals in 4 straight games, 5 of the last 7, just on their own. And here's a Cup of Nations thing. West Ham is going to be missing both outside backs because of this tournament. So they've already given up a lot of goals, second most in the league, second most expected goals. So that matches up. And I think maybe they try to play 5 at the back instead and get a little more conservative. But, good luck just rolling that out against Man City on your first try. So West Ham tends to scratch out a goal. They've scored in 7 of the last 8. So I just see this as, look, City is City, and they're going to get 3, 4, maybe more at home. West Ham might scratch one out. So I think we're more likely than not to get 4 goals. So over 3.5, -110.
Irons, Man City, West Ham,
Irons.
over 3.5 goals. All right, and then both teams to score between Brighton and Sunderland.
Yeah, both teams to score no.
Both teams to score no, pardon me. Yes.
Yeah. +105, both teams to score no. This is mostly betting against Sunderland scoring. Only 12 expected goals total in 16 games this season. They're dead last in the league in that. They've been running super hot. They've racked up the points. They're probably not going to be relegated, but their attack really has not been very good. They're missing 6 players, which I believe is the most of any team for Cup of Nations. Now, most of those are not necessarily attacking players, but I think it will lead them to be more conservative than usual, especially on the road. If you're feeling a little more daring, you could do Sunderland under half a goal +135. I'll cover kind of both ends of the possibilities. Take both teams to score no at +105.
So someone needs to be shut out here, or it needs to be a 0-0 tie, basically.
Somebody to nil. Yep.
Somebody to nil. That's right. Not a win to nil. Somebody to nil here. Playing both sides, as they say. All right, Everton, Arsenal. Arsenal atop the Premier League table. You got a total play here.
I'm going under here, under 2.5, -130. This is, again, Everton will miss 2 of their best midfielders for Cup of Nations, both playing for Senegal. And Arsenal is going to do what Arsenal does. They would love nothing more than to win this 1-0, and that really goes along with Everton's style I expect to see in this game too. Arsenal games have the 3rd fewest shots, 3rd fewest expected goals all season, barely 2 expected goals per game. They don't give up good shots. Everton doesn't give up good shots. Like I said, both teams thrilled with a 1-0 win, maybe 1-1, 2-0 if someone scores late. I see this going under one way or the other. So under 2.5, a little juicy, -130, but worth it to me.
Little juicy. Tomorrow, again, to review. Man City, West Ham, over 3.5 goals from Paul. Brighton, Sunderland, both teams to score no, meaning someone to nil, in other words, +105, shop around. And Everton, Arsenal, under 2.5 goals. Little juicy, as Paul said, at -130. Okay, before you go, 45 seconds here. You are a Miami Dolphins fan. I'm just curious how you feel now about Tua's benching. Do you have the sense that this is the end of Tua in Miami?
I don't know how you come back from this, because it's not like Quinn Ewers is, been breathing down his neck, but financially it just made a ton more sense to basically wait a year and get rid of him and save like $50 million instead of cutting him in the offseason. But if they do, to me, that's like a total reboot. And I don't know if it means you're going to rehaul the staff also. But I don't know how you come back from this. If it's a good backup, that's one thing. This is a guy who's barely played and isn't good.
And I mentioned this the other day, Zach Wilson, who really was second on the depth chart to Tua, now becomes second on the depth chart to Quinn Ewers. Yeah. He was like, I was surprised. Sometimes things don't go your way, but he was definitely caught off guard by it. Paul, appreciate the plays. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Same to you. Merry Christmas.
Paul Carr, everybody. At Paul Carr, C-A-R-R on Twitter, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. Tim Murray, college football, and it kicks off in 20 minutes. Next.
Want to bet smarter this holiday season? VSiN's Pro Holiday Special is the perfect gift. Get VSiN Pro access through May 1st for just $79. That's daily best bets, real-time splits, AI-powered prop projections, 24/7 video, and expert coverage of every major sport, from college bowls and NFL playoffs to March Madness and the Masters. Plus, postseason betting guides to make you a sharper bettor. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network. Join the guru, John Hansen, at the intersection of prop betting and fantasy sports on Prop Points, only on VSiN.
You know what? I'm going to blame Andy Reid for cronyism, because Matt Nagy stinks. A guy like Jefferson, you got to be a part of the solution, not part of the problem, and he's been part of the problem.
John and his guests will help you find the connection between the two and give you his expert advice on how to capitalize when a number is too good to pass up. Prop Points, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on VSiN.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Back on a numbers game live from Circle Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. Gil Alexander. Kelly Bidlin, producer number 9, so much more than a producer, on a football Friday.
That's right, man. I'm designing 2-point conversion plays during the break.
That's right. Would you like to recreate your designed 2-point conversion play?
I lost my football or my water bottle that I threw forward. But, just if I could be the tailback, all right? You're the quarterback. You just toss it backwards to me. Receiver's going to run towards the end zone. I'm going to act like I'm juggling. I can't get the ball. And then, it just goes forward. And the receiver just falls on it in the end zone.
Seamless. Yeah. Let me just read a few tweets because I want to get to Tim Murray, talk some college football. Bentley, at that Bentley, I can neither confirm or deny angrily cashing out my Seattle NFC ticket and cursing Darnold's name for 5 minutes when they went down 16.
Oh, no.
Oh, I think, believe me, Bentley. When it was 30-14, the amount of it, I raised my hand. I can't believe I took the Seahawks in this. I trusted Darnold. Why didn't I stay with my instinct from the beginning of the week that the Rams, and I still feel this way even after the game, the Rams are the better football team, just bet the Rams. Nope. And then that happened. Steve the Proxy, game's tied 30-30. The known slow-moving national book in Vegas had Josh Allen 11-1 for MVP hanging out there. In case Stafford lost, I figured now was my best time to bet the quote-unquote winter soldier Josh Snow MVP, Kelly and I's Lord and Savior, plus 425 now. Go Bills.
I love and approve everything about that tweet. I'm very angry at myself for not doing the same thing last night.
Yeah. South Carolina MAGA says, this is like group therapy. Made a significant bet on the Rams plus 137 live first quarter. I've lost way more, but that one hurt like they used to early in my betting career. Devastated. Well, South Carolina MAGA, after losing the under on the Nuggets-Rockets game earlier this week, nothing. I'm just numb still. Still numb.
Oh, that one sucked.
I usually they don't leave a mark, but I get it. It still happens. Every once in a while, something will hit you, and you'll be like, I cannot believe that happened.
I was thinking last night, this has been a sick NBA week, except I forgot about that one already, Gil. That was terrible.
Oh, I haven't. All right, let me give a Fezzik's going to be here later. Let me give him his college football play on Kennesaw State, Western Michigan in the Myrtle Beach Bowl, which kicks off now in 13 minutes. Fezzik is taking the first quarter under Kennesaw State, Western Michigan.
I'm going to take the first quarter under 327 fans in attendance.
I don't know. Kennesaw State, Western Michigan, first quarter under 10 from Fez for the game that kicks off in 13 minutes. Let's find out if Tim Murray has any plays before we get to the college football playoff thoughts. Any plays on the Myrtle Beach Bowl or the Gasparilla Bowl? Tim Murray joins us now, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line at 1 Tim Murray, the host of VSiN Primetime, the host of the College Football Tailgate Show, the host of the College Football Sports Betting Podcast. My God, this man does it all. Timmy, how you doing, man?
I'm great. Continue. What else? What else? No plays for me on the two games we'll get leading into the college football playoff. Do have some bowl thoughts as we go on in the bowl season. Big news today, by the way. The Duke quarterback Darian Mensah will be back. So you have seen a lot of swings in lines all across some bowl games, and the Sun Bowl against Arizona State. Duke is now out to a 2.5-point favorite with the news today that their quarterback will be back, but no plays on the two bowl games leading into tonight's first college football playoff game.
Any plays on a bowl game that is not a playoff? Obviously, the playoff bowl games haven't been even determined yet, but any bowl game thoughts beyond today's 4 playoff games?
Yeah, the one game I've talked about a bunch is the New Mexico Bowl, which is a week from tomorrow, the 27th. I just, I have a hard time believing that Drew Mestemaker is going to play in this game, the quarterback of North Texas. Eric Morris, the head coach of North Texas, has departed for Oklahoma State. A lot of the staff has left as well. There are reports that he is going to be in the portal, but there are conflicting reports, Gil, regarding whether or not he will play in this bowl game. I'm just of the belief that, come Saturday, the 27th, he will probably not be playing. And if I could take 3.5 with San Diego State, I'm going to do so. Denegal, the quarterback for San Diego State, is hurt, but that doesn't really move the line. They're more of a defensive-minded team. So, look, a lot of these bowl games, as we all know, have been shaped one way or the other. But that would be one that I would I would look at still at catching 3.5. But a lot of these games, as I mentioned, have been moving quite a bit. So a lot of the positions that I made early on in the bowl season, probably not ones I want to necessarily give out, even though I'm always going to be backing the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors at home. 26-1 ATS are the Bows under Timmy Chang on their home turf. And on Christmas Eve, what else would you rather do, Gil, than have a Hawaii ticket in your back pocket?
Tim Murray has been mentally in Hawaii since they sent him out there earlier the year against Stanford. He's never left Hawaii. This kid is still there. All right, remind us all, Alabama, Oklahoma tonight. The first-round games finally are here for the college football playoff. Which way are you going with this tonight?
Yeah, this is, I've joked about this game, Gil. It feels kind of like an NCAA tournament game where the bracket comes out on Sunday. You make your initial, I love Drake as an underdog. And as the week goes on, you're like, I don't like Drake anymore. So this is kind of where I'm at with this game, as I've been staring at this one for 2+ weeks. I did bet Alabama at open at pick. Obviously, they're a slight underdog now. Am I in love with it? No. But I still lean towards Alabama, still a play. I haven't gotten off my position. A lot of people know how this game unfolded the first time they played. It was a 95 post-game win expectancy for Alabama. They outgained them by almost 200 yards, but they lost the game. They threw a pick six, right? They could not convert on some critical spots. They were -3 in the turnover margin. My worry from Alabama's side is the health, right? Ryan Grubb, the offensive coordinator, Gil, for Alabama, came out and said, "Oh no, we're fine. We're totally healthy." Yeah, what is he going to say? He's going to say, "Yeah, we're banged up and we're totally toast for this game." So, I look at Ty Simpson. Is he healthy? Jam Miller didn't play in the SEC championship game. He's vital for them. Their running back Josh Cuevas had 6 catches for 80 yards in their loss against Oklahoma. He was injured in the SEC championship game. So my concern certainly is the health. Oklahoma getting healthier. R. Mason Thomas expected to be back. He's an absolute force on their defensive line. This is going to be a slugfest tonight. There's no doubt. Look, Oklahoma, I think, probably deserves to be a slight favorite based off a home field advantage, but I'm going to take Alabama here. Maybe Brent Venables just has some voodoo over Kalen DeBoer. He is 2-0 against Kalen DeBoer since he's become the head coach of Alabama, beating him last year in Norman, of course, beating him about a month ago. But I'll ride with Alabama here. One thing, Gil, that I'm thinking about betting is the John Mateer rushing prop. I do anticipate him to utilize his legs quite often tonight. But he would be, as you guys are well aware, in college, sack yardage hurts your rushing total.
Yes.
So over-under on rushing yards is 34.5. My concern with betting that over is if John Mateer gets sacked a couple of times, you're looking at a guy who ran for 60 yards but lost 30 on sacks, and you end up losing the bet. So that's my ultimate concern with that. But I do think we'll see Mateer using his legs often tonight for Oklahoma.
Okay, so tomorrow, let's get all our football brains steady here. Yep. So A&M plays Miami at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. That's standalone-ish. Right. Then the two sort of lesser college football games, right? Tulane, Ole Miss, or at least expected to be lesser. Tulane, Ole Miss, JMU, Oregon. So Ole Miss, Tulane starts, then the Skins and Eagles will sort of start halfway through there. Then the JMU, Oregon game, the Packers and Bears will sort of start halfway through there. Of the 3 college games tomorrow, what's your favorite bet?
I'm going to stick with Oregon here. And I've heard some people that I really respect make a strong case for taking the points with James Madison. And I understand why they are doing it. James Madison wants to bleed the clock, right? They're 3rd in the country in average time of possession this year. They are a running team. Wayne Knight, not to be confused with the actor from Seinfeld, the running back for James Madison, is a stud. He's rushed for 1,200 yards this year. To me, guys, I think Dan Lanning is going to be out to prove a point here. The last time we saw Oregon in the playoff, they were embarrassed. They were down 34-0 in the second quarter to Ohio State. I think this is a situation where JMU has a mindset of what they want to do. They want to utilize a strong defensive front, which they have. They want to utilize a strong running game, which they have. But I just think Oregon's got too much from a skill standpoint. So of the 3 right now at current market, you can get 20.5 on Oregon. I'm going to lay the chalk. I don't lay chalk often. You know, we've talked all year. I more often look towards the dogs, right? But I just think Oregon in a juiced up environment on Saturday night, Autzen Stadium, I think they're going to be looking to prove a point. And I don't want to hear people talk about, well, you know, they could overlook them. It's a playoff game. This isn't the middle of September. If it was the middle of September, I wouldn't be laying 21 or 20.5. So I like Oregon on Saturday night, laying 20.5 now is the number at a number of sports books.
This whole time, I thought that kid on JMU was Newman. This entire time. I'm glad you clarified that for us. College football betting podcast. One coming out today, Tim? Or are we done?
It's already out, baby.
It's already out.